Hey guys, I want to show you something I would call magic. This is going to become central to everything we're doing with DML positions now. So we just built a new tool, and let me explain what the tool is all about. Okay, keyword difficulty. I want to make this point pretty clear. So if we look at any keyword, and in this case it would be coat versus jacket, somebody typing exactly that into Google, or something Google would categorize as exactly that, because it will still put related things together. Anyway, coat versus jacket. The keyword difficulty is incredibly low, 4 on a scale of 1 to 100, right? This being green, or yellow, orange, red, right? And we'll need like 5 backlinks from 5 websites to rank in the top 10 for this keyword. I'm going to get into that in a minute. Just follow me still. So what does that mean? That means the reason for difficulty is if there's good content out there and it's SEO optimized and it's on good servers and it's on good websites, then if these guys got just a few backlinks, right, keyword difficulty starts to go up because they're a little more popular than we are, but they also have really good content. So take a look at this. The search volume on coat versus jacket is about 1,500 searches per month nationwide. So you know what's funny about that? If you could fight for this and beat it by getting more backlinks, you could be one of those top 10 websites that somebody could click on. Imagine that somebody does the search for the keyword and they see the results. They usually click on one website. Maybe they'll come back out of it and click on another one. Usually if they go in here and they have a good experience, they'll just keep going. Maybe they'll follow links somewhere else and they won't come back to Google for this keyword. But sometimes they come back out and they go to the next site down, say, but not necessarily the next site down. It'll be the next one that catches their eye, that feels like it's worthy of paying some attention to. All right, so out of all of the searches, they're saying basically half is where somebody clicks on something. The other half is where no one clicks on anything. Why would someone do a search and not click on anything? For the same reason you and I do it. Because whatever the question was that they had, it got answered when they saw the results appear. So they didn't need to click anything to get the answer they were looking for. So you can say half of the people who are doing the search are just curious what the difference is. But the other half are digging deeper, and some of that could be about sales. Who knows? Coat versus jacket. Return rate is when somebody comes out of one website to go into another. Okay, one point was so like 10% of the people who are looking at one result, in other words, with clicks, kind of come out and click some other thing on that page because they're curious. There's your return rate, right? They're clicking something else on the same page. All right, so if you were trying to capture their attention, whether you wanted to get them to sign up to a newsletter because you're going to pitch them later because they're doing searches that you happen to know are good for you, good for your products or services, right? Then what's really important to you is to get them the first time around. Because whoever goes on the other websites except for you, very few of them come out of there and even click something else. And chances are it won't be you. Why do we always talk about getting multiple websites? Because if I can get one to rank for this, I can capture some of this. But if I can do that, why would I stop? Why not get another one and another one and another one so that I can capture basically all of these and all of these? Because they're all my sites is the goal, right? I can have need, greed, curiosity, and fear wrapped into the titles of these pages to capture everyone's interest, whatever it is, and not necessarily for coat versus jacket per se. I'd have to think about the strategy and think about the purpose. But there you have it. You get the idea. So even though it's incredibly low difficulty, there's still a lot of search volume. And if you want to capture it, you may as well capture all of it. Remember when I did a video where I showed that we got the top 100 results for Little Rock Bowen therapy? I mean, literally, if you want to get clicked, be as many of the results as you can. Okay, clicks, by the way, they're about 800. None are paid, 100% are organic. Okay, So it's almost like half of the people are doing a click. In other words, very few people click on more than one thing anyway. Half the people click on basically one thing, but it's 0.55 because it's 1.1, right? So it's not just half, but half with another 5% is this. You know, not just the return rate, but the return rate with the extra bit. All right. And by the way, it could be that I'm misinterpreting return rate. It could be that return rate means has gone to a different site, but I don't think so based on this right here. I think 1.1 and 0.55 means that whoever lands only clicks one thing, but 10% come back and click a second thing. Okay? So it's like 800 clicks. Now, it would be worth in SEO terms like $1.70 per click. So if you got 800 clicks at $1.70 per click, you know, you're talking about what, like $1,600 worth of clicks a month for free on that. Question is why you're doing it. Now, let's get past this. We just got done with all the training, right? And we understand what we're talking about here, right? Let me show you the next thing. Let's talk about something more interesting. What about a more demanding keyword difficulty? After all, if we're going for, you know, car accident attorney and stuff, surely because of where the money is there, that's got to be higher keyword difficulty, right? What does it take to get a keyword difficulty of something like 45? And I'm always telling everyone, we can compete up to a keyword difficulty of about 70. After that, it takes things like domain age. The domains need to be like 5 years old, stuff like that, you know, and in the same business and around. You can't just buy them from an auction where they had a whole different business and then slap yours on, which is not at all related to theirs, because Google has to start growing it again from the beginning to see how it's going to act in the market. But what does it mean, keyword difficulty of 45? It means you'll need backlinks from about 68 websites to rank in the top 10 for this keyword. So think 1.5 times as many websites that we need backlinks from as the number you see for difficulty up until about 50. About the time you get to 70, it's like three times as many, like 200 websites to get to 70. And then it gets crazy from there. Another way to actually get the exact answer on a particular keyword, but I mean, we do things in mass, so we're not usually after a particular keyword. We spread the net, right? Catch them wherever they're coming in. But if you're after a particular keyword, then you would look up the backlinks for the top 10 guys on the front page and see, you know, what they're getting. And don't count the low quality backlinks because they don't do anything. Medium quality backlinks do a little bit. And then high quality backlinks, you know, obviously do a lot. Okay, so here's the keyword, by the way. Keyword difficulty. Yeah, I know it was updated a long time ago, and Google says that backlinks are less important than they used to be. But still, when I show you where we're going here, you're going to love this because sure, backlinks still matter, right? It's not like they don't. It's just that now that we can create a greater quality content on the page, and SEO optimize that, we're tilting the scale in favor of the algorithm on the content side of the house. There is still value in the rest of it. It's just that content became our holy grail right now. Okay, so for keyword difficulty, people are obviously trying to study it harder. 400 people land on the page, 75% click on something. They didn't get the total answer they were after. Just by seeing the results on the front page. We have a return rate of 1.4. Works out to about 561 clicks. Okay? And about 1% are paid. 99% are organic. So it's like 1.3 clicks per search, and it would cost about $8 a click. So if you can show up here organically and you did it with a bunch of websites and you're capturing the majority of those clicks, like 500, say you'd be 99%, 561. What, 550? Then what's that mean? You saved $8 times 550 to get the people on the page. And that's because wherever their clicks are taking them, you're there. Otherwise, you're one of the 10. So assume 10%. And that, you know, very few of the people who leave one website and go to another happen to go onto yours. Because it's, again, 1 in 10 chance that they come on yours, right? So if you can rank for this once, rank for it as often as you can. Get up to 10 websites on that page, right? So far, interesting, but hard, right? Let's continue this. I want to show you this. I looked it up. I said, hey, GPT, tell me, what is keyword difficulty? What does it take to win with keyword difficulty? And it flat out told me there are 4 parts that matter. Create high quality, relevant content. Content on your page should be well written, informative, and relevant to the target keyword. It's important to ensure that your content provides value to users. It's not just stuffed with keywords or low quality information. Obviously, we've got that beat. This is one big fat check in our books, and we are way ahead of the competition that way. By the way, I showed a graph. Do you know that, like, in the US, only about 15% of people are using GPT, and of them, most of them are using it, some for gags, just for the fun of it, and some for tax help, some for finance help, some for legal help, some for medical or holistic healing, just ideas. Hey, what should I do for this, that? Although Chad will always say, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a tax advisor, but people like to train it on things and then put that out. Other people are dealing with programming, right? They're trying to program something like a website, or they're trying to program like a Forex trading tool, right? People are going ballistic with GPT doing all kinds of things. Very few of them have incorporated into websites in a good way. And no one I know does stuff the way we do, where we can mass produce these websites with GPT and then monitor them, update them, upgrade them remotely in every which way. Okay, back to this. Because again, I think we're on top of it when it comes to the website world. Okay, number 1, we got it covered. Very few people do. Number 2, optimize your on-page SEO. Yeah. Page titles, meta descriptions, headers, other elements for the target keyword. Use the keyword in a natural and relevant way, but avoid over-optimizing or keyword stuffing. We are a definite go on number 2. If there's one thing we know how to do, it's on-page SEO. We do it thoroughly, right? So that's not a question. So all of this, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 and 2 are not questions. 3, this is where we've had our problem, huh? Build quality backlinks. Backlinks are one of the most important factors in determining the authority and relevance of a page. It's important to focus on building high-quality, relevant backlinks from reputable sources in your niche, which, by the way, has been changing because Google is evaluating the quality of the GPT writing and saying if it's believable to Google bots and Google's databases, it's like, yeah, this makes sense to us, then it puts it up. So even our websites that have like 1 or 2 pages indexed only, normally in the old days, Google would never even show them for the keywords. And now here they are ranking for keywords far higher out the door, out the gate, like in the first 2 to 3 weeks than we've ever seen. And it's a shock. It's taking Google quite a while to index a lot of the pages because everybody's putting new content out now. There's just a mass explosion of new content. Compliments of GPT. One way or another, people are like, hey, I published my children's book written with GPT, but I'm not going to tell you. All that kind of thing. Hey, here's the translations of those copies you wanted. I worked all night translating them, Anyway, so this lies in question, number 3 here. And then I'm going to do number 4 real quick and then move on. Number 4, monitor and analyze your performance. Keep an eye on your rankings and traffic and use analytics tools to analyze user behavior on your site. Use this data to refine your approach and make improvements. Yeah, duh. We get that. Absolutely get that. To achieve a keyword density of 45 to 70, the strategies for ranking remain the same, but the level of competition will be higher. This means that the quality and relevance of your content and stuff will need to be even stronger, more effective in order to compete, right? Okay, we get the idea. So we saw this from a couple of points of view. One of the points of view was this, which is telling us how many backlinks we need, right? And then the other one is just a simple breakdown of what it is. Let's go further. This is really, really cool, okay? I really want to bring this to your attention. Car accident attorney. I didn't even do car accident lawyer. I did car accident attorney, okay? So there's 1,700 monthly searches for exactly car accident attorney. 1,700. Out of them, 930 click at least something on the page. Okay. Why do you think the rest wouldn't click? They might see phone numbers and they just go and call them, right? Stuff like that. So sure, there's going to be like 1,700, of which about 930, so just over half, click something. So this is our demographic here, unless or until we decide to make phone numbers and stuff more relevant on the page. And then we'll bite into a little of that. But that's okay. I mean, we can do that. Now, mobile versus desktop, there's not enough data to tell. But here's what we know. Difficulty is 24. Just 24? So we would need like 1.5 times as many websites in terms of backlinks, like 36 backlinks, right? 36 other websites pointing at us to compete. Okay. Google provided data. Cost per click is like $76 on that one term. Monthly cost would be like $316,800, and there are like 31 advertisers there. My God, this is not a web savvy environment, right? Lawyers are not web savvy usually. They're buried in law. There are 8,234 similar keywords. Many of them are geo-fenced, right? Geo-targeted. Car accident attorney in Indiana. Palm Springs, car accident attorney. Car accident attorney, Huntsville. Brookhaven, right? What does that really mean? That means if we're creating backlinks on a bunch of websites that say car accident attorney, and we're pointing them at, what is this? Huntsville. I'm just going to use one of them. Then it's not like somebody in Huntsville has to type Huntsville to get a list of car accident attorneys, right? They could just type car accident attorney. Some of them will probably type Huntsville out of habit. But what do I mean to say? If there's a website over there that we have in Huntsville, I'm not even sure where Huntsville is, but if we had one or more accident attorney websites in Huntsville, then we can use other sites to say car accident attorney and point over at them. And even though that's the nationwide version of the word car accident attorney, in Huntsville, that works for them locally, okay? Because we're pointing at a Huntsville website with our car accident attorney link, and Google sees that. Our link would click through to, caraccidentattorneysrs.com, and they are located in Huntsville or serve Huntsville or represent Huntsville, okay? Because we geofenced these sites, some of them anyway. We can turn that on or off at will, but the reason we did it is because the phone numbers that we got 3 active phone numbers that we spread across the sites by now. Are for whatever their regions are, and they pay certain amounts on the regions. So just to make it easier to get there faster, we went ahead and included geo-targeting. It's a big deal. Now, I want to point this out, though. You know what that means? What if we had links called car accident attorney on all these sites, pointing at all the sites in all the different locations? Well, that's great. That means that somebody in Brookhaven could type car accident attorney, and we're getting that, our website cloud over there, so it'll show up for the Brookhaven people. It won't show up for San Francisco or Atlanta or Denver for car accident attorney, but that's just it. Anytime you do a search on anything like car accident attorney, Google starts showing local results first. So we can use car accident attorney to link to any of those websites. And that also goes for any other page on any of those websites. If we're saying, what are the financial consequences of blankety blank? And that becomes a page, say, and we use like financial consequences of car crashes. Then when we're putting that at websites around the nation, those websites will start to appear on the main nationwide version of the keyword, but only in their local area because Google recognizes the match. The fact that that website got clout for this keyword, but that website is focused over there. You know why that's great? Because we get to use the keyword difficulty of car accident attorney Brookhaven to rank for car accident attorney in Brookhaven. We don't have to go for the car accident attorney keyword difficulty, even though we're using just the car accident attorney keyword. So let me take this further. Okay, I brought up that list and I said, okay, I'm going to filter it. Give me where there are at least 20 searches a month. You know, people don't get hit every day, and that's people getting hit every weekday. And show me the keyword difficulties from 0 to 30. And guess what? There are 523 spanning 67,300 searches a month. It's off the charts. Okay? Car accident attorney in Indiana, 14,500 searches a month. Keyword difficulty of 15. 15? We need like backlinks from 22 websites. That's it. One backlink per website times 22 websites. And we can be on top, one of the top 10 for that keyword. And if we had 10 websites over there for car accident attorney in Indiana, then we could really crank it. We could capture the majority of the volume because the keyword difficulty is so small. And if we can rank for it once, we can rank for it multiple times because we have the tools. Ha! Car accident attorney near me. Near me is not a keyword. It's not something you make a page for. You don't say dot, 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 near me on a page, because near me doesn't mean near me for 99.99% of the people around the nation, does it? If you're way over there. So car accident attorney near me, all that is a signal to Google saying, yeah, I'm looking for the Huntsville car accident attorneys. That's all you're doing. You're just signaling it to Google. So this whole 4,000, this near me, just means that's 4,000 searches where somebody's saying, find me a car accident attorney right around here, which is cool because that indicates more of a, yeah, I need the service. I'm not just taking census of car accident attorneys or taking account, you know. Car accident personal injury attorney, 1,500 searches. Keyword difficulty of 26. What? Right. I mean, that's insane. Look at this. Keyword difficulty. 15, 24, 24, 26, 28, 20, 24, 23, 22, 18, 27, 16, 21, 24, 26, 24, 27, 25. I haven't even gotten a 30. I haven't even seen 30. All the way down, I'm not seeing 30. I'm seeing 0. Oh, even the 0 one has how many hits? 300 hits a month for what? Virginia car accident attorney? And there is just no competition. You know why there's so little competition? The guys who got into business set their websites and forgot about them. Set and forget, right? And they've been the king of the hill ever since because no one ever challenged them. You know what we can do? Walk in there and take the heck over. You know what that's worth? See this car accident attorney near me? Cost per click. $151 per click. And yet the keyword difficulty is 24. There are 4,000 searches. You want to multiply 4,000 times $141? If you were trying to show up with websites around the nation where this car accident attorney near me is applicable, it's pretty much nationwide, people are typing that in, then your investment is the nation, but your winnings, if you do it with enough websites, is that. And it wouldn't be that hard. You just have to be everywhere. But what about these other terms, right? Palm Springs car accident attorney. Right? Car accident attorney Huntsville, accident attorney near me. All these stinking insane number of searches with low keyword difficulty and really high cost per click. $95, 66, 42, 183, 141, 88, 53. These guys are dying when they're paying for ads. What if we just go in there and start taking it over? I'm very curious. Something like car accident attorney Denver, because we have Boulder, so it's going to be very similar, except Boulder has a much higher accident ratio. So anyway, take a look. I want to make this point, right? 660 is the volume. 380 click something every month in that area. There are 380 clicks that happen after somebody does a search, like on their phone or on their computer at home. After they do the search and they see results, about 380 people click something, or at least 380 clicks. If you think about that 1.1, 1.4, maybe people are window shopping, you could almost say 2.0, then that's still, even at 2.0, what is this, 190 humans clicking. So we want that to be our website showing up, okay? See the value of that? $95 cost per click, right? Paid clicks, it doesn't have enough data, but if we look elsewhere, we could probably dig it up. And for those of you thinking, well, don't they always click the ad at the top? The answer is it doesn't work. Those guys can't represent that many people. So the ads are shown for a while during each day and then pulled back because people are like, hey, why am I paying for these clicks if I can't even support these guys? Sometimes they'll refer them, but even that gets old. So people just generally pull the ads down when they no longer can service guys for a while. And so what that winds up doing is causing people to scroll down and click on the organics, right? As a matter of fact, I should point this out. For paid clicks, right? Paid clicks as a percentage of the total clicks, in this case, 380. A search for flower delivery will probably get more clicks to the ads than a search for capital of Bolivia would. Some searches are more transactional versus informational. We always talk about them being two demographics. And this chart helps you see where this keyword falls on the scale. So usually it's filled in some degree, either that deeply or somewhere in here, somewhere in here. It's a lot like the difficulty bar. All right. So it's rare for ads to get more than 30% of total clicks. So that would rate is a high paid click rate. 30% is already off the charts high. The keywords I ever see, Carson, attorney, Denver, whatever, Denver, I'm trying to think where, what I should go for to show you. Usually the max that you see on something like that winds up being like 19%. That's what I was going to say, like 1 in 5 clicks go to the ads. So take your 380 and multiply by something like 0.8 equals 304. 304 clicks in the organic section, okay? 304 in a month for that one keyword. I mean, there are a bunch of keywords in that area where the one guy who got hit by the car, where 2 people got hit by the car, is typing one keyword while the person right next to him is typing another keyword in. Those count towards the volume of 2 different keywords, okay? That is the reality check. So it's lots and lots of keywords added up that bring traffic into the site. I'm just talking about how many thousands and thousands and thousands worth of people. Look at this, 14,500 volume, right? Keyword difficulty of 15, 4,000. 1.7 thousand, 1.5 thousand, 1.2 thousand, 1.1, 1.03. How many of those clicks do we need to get to make a lot of money? If each of these clicks is worth whatever it is somebody's willing to pay us for, and whether it's, say it's $100, it's a general purpose, $100 for the majority of the calls coming in all day long, because they're close. They're going to ask them like off a questionnaire. They're going to start at the bottom and say, have you ever been turned down by a lawyer? No. Okay. When you got hit, did you wind up in the hospital? Yes. Tell me about that. How much did that cost? Well, I was in there for about a week, and they said this and that and the other, and this is what I saw on the bill. They'll work with them, and then they'll be like, oh, interesting, and they'll move on. So if they pass, they keep going up the ladder, right? If the call is at least 2 minutes and 10 seconds, we get something between 60 and 160 based on whatever the ratio is, based on like however many checks we pass from the one provider. They all do their own thing, but that's the kind of idea. The other one's more strict. They pay a much higher dollar amount, but you really have to pass everything, okay? So where do we make more money? Probably on the looser one in the end, because even as they go through the checklist, they might be like, okay, no one wants that lead. Some of the guys we know might say yes to this. Many of the guys we know will say yes to this for a smaller amount of money. Some of the guys will say yes to this for a higher amount of money, and and we've got one or two guys who absolutely will pay top dollar for them getting checked all the way to the top of this list, right? And that's where our money gets to be the best. That's the idea. So it's good to have different advertisers and see where we're going to get our hits through. But anyway, the reason I'm bringing all this up is we carefully picked regions, and we're cross-examining with what they got here. Car accident attorney in Indiana. You know what that means? Again, break it down to the county. Some counties in Indiana get way more car accidents than other counties in Indiana. This 14,500 is concentrated around those few counties for the most part. Does that make sense? And that's kind of how it is through these different things that are going on here. So yeah, I mean, we've got hits for a bunch of these. So the reality check is going to be this though. Guys, get in if you haven't gotten in, because you know what else looks just like this? A chart that looks like this? Alcohol and drug abuse rehab centers. You know how many ways people can think to type, I need help? I'm looking for a rehab centers near me. I mean, all the things that relate. Where the keyword difficulty is kind of similar because they're also not very web savvy, most of them, right? They go by word of mouth. They go by referral. The fact that parents are looking for people in their area. So again, they're not challenged. They're kind of the top dogs for their keyword searches, but guess what? We can dethrone them. So that brings me to the magic. This is the thing I wanted to talk about, the thing that matters. My handy dandy remote control tool for all the websites that's got controls for freaking everything, right? We built a new tool and I am so in love with it. Interlink content. I'll just start here because you already knew about that one. Interlink content means linking in the paragraphs of the pages whenever some of the wording matches the wording in the page menu, right? Then the wording will hyperlink itself, and if you click it, it will go to that page. So if you were reading and you saw the link and you thought, oh, actually I want to read more about that, and you hit it, it'll take you to that page where you can read more about that. And it makes sense. The verbiage matches the page name, which is exactly what we need. Does that make sense? That's beautiful. That's keyword ranking at its most basic form, but within a website. It's just organizing the structure of the clickable links in the website so that Google is very happy with that SEO element of in-content links. Google loves that, in-paragraph links. Okay, having said that, hyperlink. That means if there is a clickable link in the content, HTTP something shows up somewhere in a paragraph like this is the link to our store and it says it that way, then it becomes a link. What else becomes a link? A phone number. If it's in the paragraphs, I mean in the paragraphs, not on a button. On a button, it's already going to be clickable. It's already a link. But in the paragraphs, that'll link it, which is just nice. If you're on a phone, you're reading and you decide to call the number right off the paragraph, you could just do it right then and there. Okay? Because it came up, because it was situated well at that point. This cross-link content. Blow it a kiss. Cross-link content allows me to put, let me get back in there. Cross-link content. Okay. Allows me to put a bunch of domains in here. Let's say 100, 200 that have maybe 7 pages each, okay, on average. And when I do and hit go, it will look up all those websites and it will look at every page name that exists across those websites. So if it's like 100 websites times 7 page names, pages, so there's 7 page names, then that's 700 page names, 700 words, right? That are they're the links you click on the pages, right? That kind of thing in the menu. So it will look at those, and those are so different site by site. Some are the same, but for the most part, they're very different. What's it going to do? It's going to read through all the pages, the 700 pages. And wherever it finds wording match in the pages that matches one of those page names on any of those sites, it will create the link in the paragraph to point at it. Why do we love that? because it's going to stick with the short-term nationwide tendency because we don't put the city in the menu names. The menu name doesn't say get a Chicago lawyer. It just says get a lawyer. It doesn't say maximizing your Chicago compensation or maximizing compensation in Chicago. It just says maximizing compensation. The website's a Chicago website. The pages mention Chicago on them. But all we need are links that say maximize compensation, find a lawyer, da 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 da. Now, most people never click those links. You know that. You've read articles, and as you read through the articles, you don't click those links either. But they're there for the 1 in 1,000 people who do, which is exactly what Google wants to see. And so you know what that means? We're creating our own backlinks. If we've got 100 websites and we're running these awesome in-paragraph links across the 700 pages of these 100 websites, and it's not going to be too many links because we put a cap per page, like 3 backlinks per page, so it doesn't look weird. You know what looks weird? News articles. Open your favorite news article. I don't care if it's CNN or Fox or MSNBC or what. Open it, open an article, start reading. Aside from the ads that keep popping up and driving you nuts and trying to play silently in the corner. What else? In the content, you see links. They're there. You can click on them. There are a lot of them sometimes. And that's true for magazines. I don't care if you open Mad Magazine and read an article out of there. You're going to find links that leave the site and go elsewhere, right in the content. Okay? Once in a long while, you'll actually feel like clicking one of those links. It'll be there for you when you want it. You didn't want the page anymore. You actually thought, okay, not for me, but that, that is more important to me. Okay, great, go, enjoy. That's why it's there. To please Google, to make it easier for humans. So the beauty of that is first that we get to create our own backlinks. So what was I saying with the images? We solved this because to beat the keyword difficulties all we need are backlinks from enough websites to pull it off. Websites with high quality, relevant content. Well, that's all of them. That's why we're linking to them. They are also written with GPT. They are also in the cluster. So that's the beauty of it. And guess what else? If we go on a spree and start adding a bunch more pages to all these sites, that's lots and lots of more words in paragraphs and more page names all through the websites that are different. Because we don't copy them. They're not cloned. They're written by GPT-4 differently, so they come out differently. But it's in the contents. I mean, it's all general wording anyway that relates to any car accident attorney site. So what happens is the more web pages we create, the more opportunities we create for backlinks through the structure of pages throughout the entire stack of websites. So we're helping all the websites. We're helping them rank for more keywords. And with articles, that makes sense. Because if we link to the page names, then what Google's going to show for those keywords in those areas around the nation is the page name page of those websites. So when people land on it, it's a great match. It's what they were looking for. See the value of that? And so we're just eating up the keyword difficulty problem. There is no keyword difficulty problem. Where's the spoon? There is no keyword difficulty. Doesn't exist. At least up to 70. I mean, the laws of physics, SEO physics, algorithm physics change when you cross about 70 for keyword difficulty. You know who's higher than 70? Wikipedia, Google, Yelp, things like that, right? The laws are different. But having said that, Airbnb, having said that, I think you get the point. So What else does that mean? And I want to make this point really clear, because the only reason I haven't taken this away is I still haven't put the information out fully enough for anyone to understand, because we haven't been able to get that far. You know, we're just building all this and realizing that this is happening in real time. If you get positions in accident attorneys, you get equivalent positions in addiction recovery. Buy one, get one free right now. Same exact dollar amount you spend in the one, you got for free in the other. Okay, because they're targeting the same area, they have the same offset, so the cost's the same. What's the point? That both of these industries pay high dollars, and both of them operate in the same way. And say you're the latecomer to the game, WAP, and you get, I don't care, the lowest population you can, okay? Say you do this. What does that mean to the group? They are happy to see you here, because, and you are happy to see them, because you're going to get included in all of that cross-linking that happens. We're going to keep updating this as new websites come in to get the links more and more strided through. And as we produce more pages onto the websites and then run it again to link through the paragraphs. And the more websites come into play, the higher keyword difficulties we can rank for. And the higher we can push everyone up in their areas, because we're using the magic short tails that benefit all those websites, and therefore will benefit them locally first, because that is how they're built and that is what Google wants. So the very act that you come in and get your own county, which is not competitive with anyone else's county, you're in different places. What's it mean? That you are benefiting them and they are benefiting you at the same time. The more people come in and get accident attorney, the richer everyone's going to get. So we show up for the keywords. Our beautiful pages appear. The beautiful welcome pop-up fades in 3 seconds later with the information you need to know right here. Yeah, I have an idea. Get in, get going, because this is hot. And right now you get to buy one, get one free, but that's coming down real soon. This is the thing I wanted to explain first, because this whole thing that I've been breaking down, I know that people have had trouble comprehending it. Oh, so I can't do it right now. The whole thing that I have happening right now is exactly what you needed to know. And so many people had trouble comprehending. All we need is the barest smidgen of a fraction of the traffic in this arena. And if you guys keep picking up the positions, we're going to get it. If everyone grabbed them all, we'd be getting all of this. We can make enough websites for all of the areas, times as many as we need to be competitive for the keyword difficulties in those areas. Anyway, hop in, because whenever you guys are grouping together like that and we can put all the eggs in one basket, it's going to benefit the whole. So we're there. We make the most incredible websites now with the most incredible content, with a serious focus on monitoring and on making it easy to convert the customer. That's like what all the pop-ups and the call to action bar is all for, right? And we know what we're doing with the keyword research, and we can rank for the keywords. You guys remember back during COVID when we showed graphs of ranking for, gosh, I wonder if this is even still there. I mean, it's got to be, but let me see. Report. Hold on. Oh, yeah, here it is. And we had, what did we do? We picked 700 companies across 80 industries in cities large and small. And we went to like page 4, and we just started pushing them all up, right? Forcing them to rise higher in rank. We didn't get them all like to the front page, happy, making tons of money, because getting them a chunk of the way, that's usually pretty easy. But then getting them from there all the way to the top, we need investment for that. It takes some serious effort to be the top 10, right? But look at this. We took everyone. See this? Google finally assessed and said, bing, look at the huge leap from like position 86, like page 9 of Google, to position 20, or this is position 12.67. It's the second page of Google, okay? And just brought them up and got them to hang for a while. Okay, this is from July through October, and I mean, we didn't even we did like one big swath through all these guys, and without even really doing an analysis or anything on their websites. Okay, so who Google really likes or doesn't, I don't know. But look at this kind of thing. We did this to everyone, okay, that we touched. All right, and what's that mean? That means that we know how to do it. We've done all this stuff at one time or another. So now we get to put it all together. And our crosslink website content, just put the domain names and hit go. It's one button you press to rank everyone a ton higher. Pressing that button causes that and that and that and that and that to happen. Except that we're doing it in such an organized way with such great content, we will win. We know what keyword difficulties we're after. We're going to win them. And in the act of winning a bunch of those guys, Google, because people will land on the pages and be interested in the content they're reading, engaged, and click things. You know what's even funny? If you have the website load and you have the pop-up fade in, even if they hit the close pop-up button, Google goes, yep, okay, that's one click on the web page. So far, the web page is doing great. Did you know that? Clicks matter. You rank higher when people click on something on your page, even if it's to close a pop-up. You rank higher, okay? So what if we have little videos or something up here, how to, why not, features, benefit, whatever it is, and we got like a button for each of them. So you'll see the first one, the other ones are hidden until you click the button. But say you watch the first video for 2 minutes, then you click a button and watch another video for 2 minutes, click a button, watch another one for 2 minutes, click a button, then you were on the web page for 8 minutes. They play in the page, you don't leave the page, you don't even switch tabs, you stay right on the page when you watch it. And because you click the buttons, you click that one, that one, that one, and then close. So you click 4 buttons. Google counts that. 8 minutes on the page, 4 clicks on the page, and you haven't even started on the page yet. Some guys will just 1 click on the page and then they'll start on the page. Isn't that amazing? This is the way to win. Guys, now is the time. In case you had any questions, I mean, if you have to pull it together, pull it together. We've been creating the back-end accounts. We've gotten approvals. We've gotten phone numbers. We're getting in. We're looking around, getting used to the back-end. And we're going to set up forwarding phone numbers for you guys so that you can get your recorded calls. And with the stuff we're doing with Stack Hunter now, we put Google Search Console through everything so that we get a lot more transparency of stats in Stack Hunter. So we're going to actually assign each project to each of you in Stack Hunter so you can watch hits there. That way you can see how many people are coming through. You can see how many calls are coming through. You can see when people hit a phone number link in the Stack Hunter listings. And we've got our whole download the stats thing happening. So next step of evolution is going to be compare stats. The final step will be push the best winners back up through like themes. It's insane. Get in and roll with it. Definitely. All right. I hope that made sense. If you are going to get in and roll with it, go to Decrypt My Leads and hit claim this position. Right? Then we'll get you on a roll. All right. Looking forward to seeing you.